Hello and welcome to an Everquest guide on how I personally play my bard in my groups and in my boxing environment. So this is a level 125 bard. We're going to go over my spells. We're going to go over my hotkeys. We'll talk about auras. We'll talk about how I have my extended target range so that some of the stuff might make a little bit more sense on how I do things. And we'll talk about gear, I think, too. So first and foremost, this is I'm gonna add this disclaimer again. This is how I play my bard. It might not be the best way to play the bard. It might not even be a great way to play a bard, but it works phenomenally for me. And we'll kind of go into that. So first and foremost, let's talk about my extended target because everything else is kind of going to hinge around that. So my extended target is set up with all the characters in my group when I'm boxing. I 6-box with this character, so everybody gets a slot in through 1 through 6. Down here at 20, I have the tank. So whoever is marked as the tank in my group, that is there. So that if I am doing some kind of buff or something on there, just wait. And then 19 is the main assists target. So let me unsuspend my mercenary and set myself as main assist, right? So if I do that, and it populates down there. So whoever the main assist is in the group will, populate that. And all my targeting is based on that since I do that in a group. Group situation, mostly in a boxing situation, I'm playing for my paladin, and when he clicks, whatever the target is, this character auto updates there. I don't have to do a slash assist. So hopefully that makes sense when I go through my hotkeys. So my spells, I have Aria of the Tinnis Bray, rank 2. So this increases the damage of your companion spells by up to 47%. This bonus will decay on spells over 125, increases your companion's attack speed by 25%, their chance for a triple attack by 40%, and increases their chance to flurry by 6%, and adds 36% chance for the pets to flurry. So I run a mage and a necro in my boxing group, and I run I totally forgot. Mage. I run a shaman. So the shaman has a pet, the mage has a pet, necro has a pet, and yeah. So there's a lot of pets going on. They all benefit from this. The mage benefits from this, and everything else. Everybody benefits from this. It's a great spell. You should always cast it. War March of the Knock. This is my haste spell. So this gives 60% haste and then increases strength by 417, attack by 320, and then adds a 1700 point damage shield along with adding 5% damage to attacks. This is insane. It's just insane. Like, so the tank benefits from the damage shield, everybody benefits from the attack, including pets, and this just puts us at the haste cap. So this puts us as the haste cap, and then this puts us at the over haste cap. So if I'm not mistaken, that's how that works. There might be another one that does that, but it is here. Let's cast them both real quick and look at this. So I'm at 208 haste, and then I do this, and I should hit 225. There we go. So it over hastes you just enough to max out your haste. Now you can get slightly higher if you have raid gear and the ancient cloak of what is it called? Ancient cloak of Nagafin's ancient cloak of flames from Heroes Hardcore Heritage. It lets you get where is it? Is it on the necklace? The Telosian Guard. There's another rank of this, like I think there's one more that does that, so you get that extra 1% haste. I don't think I have it on this character. Let me check. What is it? Ancient. Totally side total tangent here. It's one of these AAs. It's like 8 of 8. I have it on, I have one on Verant Vi. I just don't have one here. Anyway, it's gives you the last bit of overhaste, and I don't for some reason see it here. Can't remember the name of it off the top of my hand, but it gets you haste, right? And then I have Chorus of Shalawain, which is 339 point health regen, 256 mana regen, and 18 endurance every 6 seconds. I just run that at all times pretty much. And then I have Chance. Now, I believe in the 120 video, I did not have Chance, and I mentioned I want to try out Chance. Chance are our damage over time spells, so I pretty much have all of them loaded right now. Kindle Hearts, Chant of Flame, which does 5100 fire damage. That one's rank 1. I have rank 2 of Chant of Frost, which is 5400 damage. Rank 2 of Poison, which is 5400 damage. And rank 2 of Disease, which is 5400 damage. So keep that in mind. Now, those are damage over time spells. So if we click on this, where's my Melody DPS? So I'll go over my Melody actually at the end. I'll just talk about spells right now because it gets a little complicated. Then we have Nord's Disdain, rank 2, which does 7500 damage. But I believe this triggers our synergy. So if we do that, Nord's Disdain, we get Troubadour Synergy, which increases the damage of melee attacks or spell by 270,000 on the next thing. So the next spell that somebody in the group, because this is a group buff, they have 8 seconds to cast a spell or do a melee hit. If we let's see, where is my other melee? Maybe you see here we got a 283 hit right there. So that's the extra added to it. I believe that's how that works. There might be a spell damage here. Yeah, I don't see it. So it is, it is what it is. Man, bards do a lot of damage, so it's hard to tell. But it adds that extra damage to the next spell or melee attack. And that goes on pets also. Keep that in mind. All right, Pulse of August. So this is another regeneration spell. Increases health regen by 361, mana regen by 262, endurance by 23, and then makes healing spells better. Now, you're like, why are you running two mana regen songs? Well, because my mage is a mana suck. Like, I can barely keep her full mana at the moment with how I play. So the more mana regen I can put out, the better everything goes for me. Slumber of Suja. This is a sleep. This is a mesmerization spell. Works on up to 128. So you should be able to use it in the next expansion for sure. And then Silence of the Forgotten is the next one. This is a lull spell, so it lets me pull. So it'll lull, and I pretty much can pull whatever I want from that once it's lulled. And then I still have Ecliptic Psalm going here. So this is another regen plus just more damage, right? So it does, some regen. What is this? 5,700 hit points, 2,200 mana, and some endurance. Increases damages dealt by melee skills, and reduces values reduced on faster weapons. So just a nice little buff there. Plus it adds a 9,800 to spells between 111 and 125. So this will fall off. We should get a new version in the next expansion because it's not going to be a level change expansion, but the one after that, this spell probably won't work very much anymore at all. So I got one more with that. And then I have Regards Lively Crescendo, which is another regen spell. It works a little different. It's cast for like 30 seconds and then it'll restore. So you can see there it restores 3600 health, 2600 or 2006 mana, and 101 regen. I need it for my mage at the moment. So that's the spells I'm running in most cases. Now, I don't think I have an alternate spell set. Now, sometimes I do change out this last one for... what was it? There is another one I will change it out to. Sometimes I do the AoE mez, but I have not mezzed anything in a while. I just tank everything. It's less chaotic, I'll tell you that. Then I don't have to worry about losing DPS on the bard and stuff like that. Song of Suffering is an alternate I will put in here, and the melody accounts for either one of those being there. But you can see here, this one will grant 59,000 magical damage to those who strike in melee. Effectively, it's a buff to melee. If I was running a more melee heavy group, I would probably run this, but I don't. So it's just what it is there. And then I do run the Aura. So what is this one called? Aura of Shallowing, which I believe is another mana regen one. They all stack from what I can tell. So I run that Aura at all times, and it's just phenomenal for me, like, because my bard, my mage, I mean, has serious mana issues, so it is what it is. Hotkey wise, this is kind of what I got. I got Hide Corpse macro that when I press 1, it casts Cellos, hides all the corpses, forages, and auto inventories whatever it forages. And then I have an assist macro. I have this on 4 and 5 because I have all my keys multi-bound with 4 and 5. I will actually... They might actually not be on this character at this moment in time. I say that, and then where's the other hotbar here? Maybe it's 11. There we go. Yeah, so something's not right there, so that's weird. This should have 4 on all those. I don't know why it doesn't. But I had this character, I think, separated like I do some of my other ones, where I press 4 and this character won't react, but then I press 5 and she does. I do my Shaman and my Necromancer like that, where their multi-bind is conditional in the sense that I only wanted to do it when I hit 5, whereas my Cleric, my Paladin, and my Mage work on 4 and 5. And I think I was trying to get to weave Mez into it or something like that. I think that's what I was trying to do, so I could be able to Mez things, but I never went back and uncorrected that. So since I don't Mez anything anymore, so let's assume that this works on both keys for now, both 4 and 5, because that would explain some issues I've had. And so to do that, you just set push 4, right? You just go to the key, press 4, like so. I think that'll work there. And that's how you pretty much multi-bind. You just put all the keys, and they all have 4 and 5 on them, right? See, 4, 5, and then 4 and 5 up here. But my assist macro, X target 19. So that's the target right here. We click on that, X target 19. Attack on, so that turns on our attack. Pet attack, pet swarm. So if we have a pet of any kind, bards do get swarm pets. And if I have a charmed pet because I'm doing something, this will have an attack, right? And it's just the same button on 4 and 5. So if we come down here into the multi-bind, we have Boastful Bellow. I'm not max AA, that's why I waited so long to try to get these videos and for all these classes at 125. I was trying to get more AAs, but I've kind of burned out. So this is kind of where the road ends on AAs for now. But Boastful Bellow here does 36,000 damage at my rank. Next rank's 38, and I would assume at the end it's like 42,000 damage at 125 plus 310 damage over time. Or yeah, 310 damage later on. So it's a nice spell. And then Cacophony here. This does 25,000 damage at my rank and 35,000 damage over time every 6 seconds for a minute. So these are some nice damage spells, right? Quick Time, which is a group buff that increases everybody's attack power, accuracy, chance to land with an additional hit with a two-handed or one-hander. See here. And reduces the cast time of spells by 0.7 seconds and increases the base weapon delay by 15%. So it's just all around just a great little hate. If you there's like a spell in some other games, it like hastes everything, you know. This is it. This is your damage dealing, you know, group wise spell. Lyrical Prankster, you know, summons some doppelgangers. So these are like kind of like sworn pets in a way, but not really because they're not sworn pets. But it just throws some more pets out there to kind of mess with aggro and keep things from destroying people. Song of Stone. This is our sworn pet. I haven't upgraded it in a little while. Terra Lucklin, I guess, is the last time I upgraded this one, but it summons, you know, 3 gargoyles to attack, and those are controllable with pet swarm commands. Fierce Eye, which is just another group buff, increases base melee damage by 34. Critical damage goes up. Chance to trigger your magical effects goes up. The damage or healing of your spells and songs by 13%. The numbers, well, this one's actually max level, so let's see here. Then critical heals go up by 17%. So another one, I can activate these on cooldown, and it just increases the overall DPS. They're like 3-minute reuse on that one and 10-minute reuse on that. It's just best to use them on cooldown for me. Bladed Song causes the target to take 5,000 damage each time they land a melee attack, which is like it's like Reverse Thorns. It's pretty nice. I put it on every single target I can at 4-minute reuse. And I mean, at this point, I'm not really like I when it matters, it's used right on a named. If that makes sense, right? So in like most names that I'm fighting, like there's usually like been a few minutes between the pulls, so you know I have all this up and ready to go at that time. Vainglorious Shout, which does let's see here, 30,000 damage, stuns the target, and lowers resist by 20. It's just an ability, 12-second reuse. I use it on cooldown. Uses endurance. This could be why my bard drains so much endurance. I haven't really paid much attention to it because it's just not a big deal. And then tracking, to always have tracking up. The way I have my screens laid out is like, here's my main screen, right? It's like full screen on this monitor, and then on my other monitor, all my IS Boxer windows go like this. So it's like a screen here, screen here, screen here, screen here, and then maybe a screen here and here for all 6. And I can kind of read the text on the other screen. So when I can just like look at here, imagine this is a full screen. Like I can see it, and so it makes it easy for me to see if there's a named up, because they're typically red, right? Most names are red or yellow, depending on the level and stuff like that. So as soon as I see a red or a yellow, I can definitely look and see if there's a named, and see if I can get it. All right. That's that row. That's my old melody lesson. That's lesson of devout. That is just a experience. We get see here, funeral dirge. So increases the damage your target takes from melee attacks by 22%. When it fades, it does 55% or 55,000 damage. And then the one AA we have. This is a 113 AA discipline. I don't know if it's been updated at all, but this is what we have. Doesn't look like it gets updated very often. 100, 113, so, you know, it's going to be a while. But it does, what is it, 987 base melee damage and restores 21,000 mana. Definitely worth using on cooldown. All right. And then for my burn, I do Spire, which, Spire of the... what is it called? Spire of the Minstrels, just another group increasing spell. So this increases, what is this? Health, strength, reduces damage we take too, and increases damage done by spells that cost at least 10 mana by 2,000 points, and increases the minimum damage of your melee weapons by 75. So pretty nice. Then use 17, which is the breastplate, which the current breastplate I have is this one right here. Triggers a masterful Fargian root for yourself and the root for your group, which grants increased melee and spell damage. The effect becomes more powerful each successive note in the arpeggio. These words. Just, you know, it's a good word. So it's good. And then I use blood drinkers. I don't actually have blood drinkers right now. I left it in there from when I copied these characters. UI is over from Fronavi, but I don't have it yet. When I do, it'll work. Funeral Dirge. So these are like some of the things I already have in my thing. Cacophony, Frenzy Kicks. I don't think I talked about Frenzy Kicks. Frenzy Kicks, when activated, reduces the reuse time of your kick by 3 seconds for 30 seconds. So I can just kick more. Dance of Blades. When activated, grants you a 100% chance to dual wield and double attack, increasing your chance to triple attack by 100%, performing a flurry of attacks up to 2 additional attacks upon successful primary slot. A triple attack by 60%, your accuracy by 115%, and base melee damage by 60%. Just this makes us do a lot of melee damage. Definitely worth using. And then disc 1000 blades, which is another accuracy, critical damage, and what is this? 200% non-cumulative increase to the damage for your critical melee attacks. So again, just more melee damage. And burn 3, Song of Stone, which is already down here in our multi-bind, so we don't really have to worry about that one, and we already talked about that. Same with Vainglorious Shout down here. So burn 3 is just in case. Just in case it didn't get off before it's got off now. And then I have a sit macro, which stops song and sits, because sometimes when you sit with a bard, they don't actually stop singing. And then Fading Memories, which is our escape. It just removes us from aggro and gives us standard invisibility. And then I have a mount for when I want to med. Then I have another assist macro here, which slightly different in this one for some reason. I don't know why. It does not have... yeah, it has the reflexive rebuttal. I think that's just because I used to have these separate, so it's not really that important. And then I debuff, which does the Bladed Song, Funeral Dirge, and Vainglorious. Not really needed because those are already in the multi-bind, but it does give me a target. Just in case I did not hit 4 or 5 yet, it will give her a target. And then my melody. All right, so this is where it gets complex and confusing. I spent a lot of time trying to work this out and try to get these chants to go well. So it's not perfect. I kind of got it to this point and I kind of gave up going further. But effectively it's aria, chant of flame, war march, chant of frost, chorus, can't chant a disease, right? You kind of see that there's a chant between every single spell. If we just target this guy and we'll just go ahead and cast it here. So you can see aria, and then chant of flame, and then war march, chant of frost, chorus, and then another chant, or actually Nord's Disdain this time, and then the chant of disease, and then the chant of poison, and then you notice flame dropped off. We do pulse, and then we go back. So it's not 100% uptime yet. There's some modifications I could do. I was waiting for, I think, max AAs to make sure like had everything I needed. See, at this point we have all 4 dots going at the same time. So there's like, it's almost there. It's not quite there where I would want it to be, but there is at least 1 or 2 ticks where everything is on, and it does a lot of damage. I mean, I feel like as you see here, the amount of damage that's coming out, like 142 or 135,000 all the way up to 627,000 per tick. Now, last week, there was a patch that changed some things here. Yeah, so they changed improved chance, and I don't have it maxed anymore. Or at all. I think I had it maxed, and they added more ranks to it, and I can't afford it, I guess. I don't know what happened. I'm almost certain I had that maxed out, because that was one of the things I was focused on. So I think they just added ranks to it, and then changed it so that you don't just have it. It's kind of annoying. I don't know exactly what happened there, but I felt like I had improved chance maxed out. But that is, something I need to get. We're getting millions in there, critical twin cast and stuff like that. So it's definitely some damage. And you throw that, like, when you're doing this, right, you're going to be standing right next to the mob, swinging weapons, right? And Bard Melee, look at this, is pretty phenomenal. I don't have my parser up right now, but this, for me, has been working out very solid. It's a very low effort on my part, right? Like, it took me, I think I sat down for like an hour or 2 working this out and changing things up from the last 120 video, just to kind of get this going, because I really wanted to get these chants in there so I could get more damage out of the Bard. And I was trying to get it so every other spell was a chant, but I kind of fell through with that and just haven't finished it. So there's more work there. Maybe somebody who is a significantly better bard will post their melody that is better, but that's what I got for now. So that's my melody, and then I have these mez macros. So stop song, so we just do it, stop song, and then slumber with attack off in there, and it will slumber. You can see there that the mob got slumbered. So and the way that works is, so X target 7, so 1 2 3 6 7 is the first target that is not the assist target, right? That's how this extended target thing works, because the assist goes down here, and then we've got 7 8 and then 9 are all, the next in order all the way to 18. So that's 7 and then 8 do the same thing. Now, I'm lazy. I should move the attack off, before I target. But, you know, here we go. And then Liar Leap, this is just our leap that jumps us forward. I have it there just so when I'm running one character, I can do it. I don't macro that at all because if you're faced this way on one character, faced that way on one character, they will go off 200 feet in each direction. I have a follow macro on all my characters, which is attack off, X target 1, which is always my main character or the main person in the group that I want to follow. So it doesn't mean it's always Holdridge, but if I'm, you know, if I were to play with other people, I would set the tank in that group to that so that this character would follow them, if that makes any kind of sense. Stand, because you need to stand and follow so that you follow the character. And then invite, that is, so if I send out an invite with, you know, like Holdridge is my main character, and then I invite him from these characters, it auto joins the group. And so that's how that works. And then this is just a whole row of teleportation items, all lined up the same on all my characters. So we have the loot, we have the sign, we have the anniversary event, the Stein, the 2 anchors, gate potions, fellowship, origin, Thorone, all teleports. I have them all set up on the same on all the characters, so it just works. Then I have a rest macro here for melody, which is 3. Stop singing. 3 chorus, 9 is pulse, and 13 is crescendo. So there's you know if I need mana and I'm doing like a med, I switch to that melody so that she's not casting chance and accidentally kills herself with a 1 million crit because I accidentally targeted myself. So yes, it has happened. Then I have a stop song macro just to stop song, so I can just click it, she'll stop song. You can also click the bar over here, but I'm lazy. And then harmonic dissonance, this teleports us to the Theater of Blood. I believe there's a quest I had to go to there and do that. Experience potions, then we did the multi-bind and all that. Let's see here, I do run a mage as in my multi-box group, so I always have mod rods available. I just picked this up not too long ago. Is it gonna... there it is. So this is the Unified Phoenix Feather. This is one of the anniversary quests. Grants 1600 point damage shield, 10,000 point spell damage shield, and 1,000 health, mana, endurance regeneration per tick. I have 6 of these, so each of my characters just clicky clicks as needed, and it really helps with mana and endurance on all my characters. Definitely something I do. And then I just have a clicky for lull, so I'm out pulling. I just go click lull, wait for it to tick, and then I click on Sonic Disturbance to pull the mob next to it, right? Pretty basic stuff. I think I've covered in many videos. Another hotkey for tracking. Then I have an invis macro. So bards are special in the fact that they get double invis, and I double invis everywhere I go. So I just click this, and she will stop singing, because you have to stop singing. She'll turn off attack, and she'll cast Sharia's Clouding rank 3, which will give everybody in the group invis and invis undead and levitation, but I have levitation blocked on all my characters. I hate levitate, especially when I'm boxing, because like someone will be up there, someone will be down here, and it's just like annoying. Let's see here. We covered all those. We covered that. The aura macro. So it's pretty simple. Pause 50, mem spell slot 13, which is my last spot, which is my flex spot really. And then memorizes aura of Shallowain. Pauses 50, cast 13. So it's going to cast 13, wait 5 seconds, and then it will mem spell set bard DPS. So this is my I have another one that I was using before, which is more support stuff. But I needed more damage. Rowling Call. So this is a increases the target. So this is kind of like I target somebody, and I can increase their mana regeneration by 8,000, endurance regeneration by 1,300, as long as they don't do anything offensive, right? This effect can only be used on a melee class target that has less than 30% endurance, or any other class that has less than 30% mana. I use this on my bard. I mean, not my bard, my mage a lot. The other one here, Rowling Solo, I use on the bard when she needs it. Those are my two problem children, if you will, when it comes to mana regen. So it is what it is there. Then I have the cloak clicky, which is the it's probably blocked by something right now. Yeah, so it just gives us a little damage shield. It's blocked by some ranger buff. And then the familiar. You will always want to have a familiar out and up. Not regeneration. Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh. What is the stats on this thing? This one. There we go. And this gives, let's see, increases the power of your healing and damage spells by 3 to 6%, maximum health, mana, and endurance by 1,400, 65-point damage shield, and increases your mana and endurance regeneration by 14. So definitely, like, it's dumb not to have. So you want to have that going as much as you can. And I think that's it. Let's talk about gear. So this character is mostly tier 1 Lorien Song gear, so it is what it is. Now, if you watch this video, here's a trick. If you go to the anniversary tower and you got some currency, right? This will only work until this anniversary tower goes away. This timeless tokens. You can buy a face, you can buy, I believe, a neck or a shoulder. No, yeah, you can buy a neck. I thought this was the actual one. So you can buy the neck, and you can buy shoulders. And I think there's some other slots. But you can see here, these are like insanely good items. You can buy them over and over until you get 30 luck. That's what I did for the face, neck, and cloak. There are Augs too. So these unparalleled Augs here. These are, fantastic Augs if you don't have anything better. Like this character didn't have them anything better. So definitely buy them. And go buy those. They're like 5 or 10 currency each. You get 10 currency every time you do the mission. It's worth doing. It's better than tier 2, I believe. I replaced it on every single piece on all my characters. So there might have been a cloak. No, that's yeah. So she still has like a mix of tier 1 Lorien Song and some tier 2 Night Shadow stuff. So it's a work in progress. I didn't get as far as I wanted gear wise before making this video, but it is what it is. So you're gonna want, I use Dream Spiral. This is the tier 2 weapon and bug smasher. Now I use Dream Spiral because the stunning snap is great stun. There is a mission, Final Fooge, where you need to stun the mob to be able to damage the mob. And being able to do that on the bard, granted, I do run a paladin, but it's it's just, if anybody can stun, you want to stun, right? So I run this, and it also helps with like, you stun the mob, right? And that's one round of combat at least that it's not doing damage. So works for me. And then I use Bug Squasher here in the offhand, which is the remote healing weapon. Now, the way I play is I have a Necro and a Mage, and their pets are on taunt. The Shaman, I believe, has her pet on taunt. I can't remember. And I run the Paladin. So everybody's taunting, and I don't target anybody to heal with my Cleric. I just, target to target kind of healing. And it works really well. So if a pet is tanking, it's going to get healed by this weapon. If the Paladin is tanking, it's going to get healed by this weapon. So the way I box, it works, right? If you want to watch one of my other videos on how I like play the characters in the Holy Crusade, you'll see like how I don't really pay attention. I don't do single target heals. I don't do anything. I just pretty much smash 4 and 5 and I kill everything. That's pretty much how it works. Like, it's distilled down to that much. And there's a lot of things like this where it's targeted target healing, targeted target damage, stuff like that. So, that's just how I do it. There's probably better ways, and but it is. But tier 1 gear, as soon as I get trade skills, I'll probably try to get them all in tier 3. But it's just, I'm not having luck when it comes to drops. I think that was another thing that was kind of demoralizing, really. I didn't get any of the very many. I got some. I didn't get very many of these armor pieces. You have to get like the lining and stuff like that. I barely got enough to, get my Paladin in a full set. But again, I don't have crafting yet on these characters, so I can't even craft the armor if I did. So it's one of those things. But gear-wise, you want tier 3 group gear, or raid gear if you raid. I mean, if you're raid, you're probably not watching this video, so it is what it is. You're gonna want the best power source you can get. I'm using the Ember Quartz Slayer source because that's what I had. It just increases, the mana and endurance, strength and dexterity. Heroic dexterity. I believe I have some. Yeah, heroic dexterity. I don't know if this is current. Yeah, it's not the current one. I don't even know where they're at. I don't have a whole lot because I don't have a whole lot of currency. Yeah, this one. This is it. This is DeLorean Song. Level 120 to 125, 118 heroic dexterity. That's where I put all my stuff for the bard. So her heroic dexterity is at plus 1500. Not the best. She is obviously missing AUG slots on some of these things, here and there, but it takes time. I do have, currency to go back. Let's see, where is the I'm gonna probably buy Night of Shadow ones. I think it's these Shaded Spice. So I buy some of those ones every once in a while, but I haven't really put much effort into it. I don't need any more gear to complete the content. It's pretty much where I'm at, and it's more or less would just make grinding AAs slightly faster is really what it boiled down to. But there we go. That's how I personally play my bard. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. If you enjoyed the content, thank you very much for watching, and please have a fantastic day.